Evaporation is one of the two forms of vaporization. It is a process whereby atoms or molecules in a liquid state, or solid if the substance sublimes, gain sufficient energy to enter the gaseous state. It is the opposite process of condensation. The thermal motion of a molecule of liquid must be sufficient to overcome the surface tension and evaporate. Evaporation therefore proceeds more quickly at higher temperature and in liquids with lower surface tension. Boiling is the second form of vaporization. A liquid boils at a temperature at which its vapor pressure is equal to the pressure of the gas above it. The differences between evaporation and boiling are: evaporation is a normal process that occurs when the liquid form changes into gaseous form, while causing an increase in the pressure or temperature, whereas boiling is a process where the liquid gets heated up and vaporized due to a continuous heating of the liquid. Evaporation usually occurs on the surface of the liquid being heated up, whereas boiling usually occurs on the entire mass of the liquid that gets heated up. Bubbling effect is not visible in evaporation. The bubbling effect is visible during the process of boiling. The process of evaporation is usually slower and more carried out when compared to boiling. The process of boiling is usually much quicker and the process happens quite rapidly as well. Condensation. The air is full of water as water vapor, even if you can't see it. Condensation is a process of water vapor turning back into liquid water, with the best example being those big fluffy clouds floating over your head. And when the water droplets in clouds combine, they become heavy enough to form raindrops to rain down onto your head.
Diffusion is the process by which particles of one substance spread out through the particles of another substance. For diffusion to occur, there must be a concentration gradient. Diffusion is a random movement of particles from an area of high concentration, where there are many of them, to areas of low concentration, where there are fewer of them. The dissimilarity in the amounts of solutes, particles, or molecules between the two regions will cause them to move between the two regions. Diffusion occurs in gases like air and liquids like water because their particles can move around and collide with each other randomly. Two factors affect diffusion. 1. The type of substance. Substances diffuse more quickly through gases than through liquids. This is because the particles in a gas are more spread out and move faster than the particles in a liquid. 2. Temperature. The hotter the gas or liquid, the faster diffusion happens. This is because the particles have more kinetic energy and move faster at higher temperatures.
Melting. Melting is the process that results in the phase transition of a substance from a solid to a liquid. This occurs when a solid absorbs heat energy, causing the kinetic energy of its particles to increase. At the melting point, the heat energy is used in increasing the potential energy of the particles, thus causing it to change from a solid to a liquid. Example, melting of ice to water. Freezing. Freezing is the process that causes a substance to change from a liquid to a solid. This occurs due to the release of heat energy by a liquid, resulting in the formation of a solid. The freezing point of a liquid is the constant temperature at which a liquid changes into a solid. Example, freezing of water to ice. Sublimation. Sublimation is the process of conversion of a substance from the solid state to the gaseous state without passing through the liquid state. This process only occurs for certain substances such as iodine, camphor, ammonium chloride, dry ice, etc.